Good morning, class. Today is Monday, May 18th, and I am back for our morning meeting. We are going to continue talking about balls this week. And my question of the day is, do all balls bounce? So I want you to think about that for a second. Do you think all balls bounce? What do you think? You guys might have all different opinions of this. So most balls you can get to bounce, but some are not used to bounce in the sport that they're meant for. Some balls are meant to bounce because the sport that they are used in, you have to bounce them. We'll talk about that later this week. But do you think all balls bounce? So the answer is most balls bounce, but not all balls bounce. It might look like some balls bounce, but they really just kind of lift off the ground. Some balls that I have, that you've seen, a basketball. Does a basketball bounce? It's hard for me to show you here, but that's a pretty good bounce. So when I talk about a bounce, I like to see a nice lift off the floor, not just a little lift and then it drops back down. So a nice bounce. Does a soccer ball bounce? What do you think? Soccer balls have a pretty good bounce. But if it was a regular soccer ball that you play a sport with, it might be a little different. I have this kickball. This, I believe, is a good bouncing ball. It usually bounces pretty well. But I have other balls, not just sports, that would not bounce. This one does not bounce. I have funky balls too. Nope, doesn't bounce. How about a football? Do you think a football bounces? So what's hard about this is, if you were to bounce this football, it might lift off the floor a little bit, but it's not going to go in the same direction as a ball would, because it might land on the corners, and then, yeah, not a good bouncing ball. And then it would fly a different way because it is not a perfect sphere like most balls. So the shape of this does not make it a good ball to bounce. Footballs do not bounce. They might lift off the floor a little bit when you throw them, but not a good bouncing ball. That is one ball that does not bounce. Not a good shape for it. To be a good ball that bounces, has to be a nice round sphere. Baseballs, they don't really bounce. So what helps us determine if a ball bounces is you can test them at home. You want a nice ball to go pretty high off the ground. What also matters is the material that the ball is made of. So some of the balls are heavier and they're made of a different leather or material and they will not bounce. But some balls that are made of, say, rubber, like little bouncy balls or wall balls or handballs, those are going to be good bouncing balls. And it all depends on what they are made out of. Other balls that are good for bouncing might be ping pong. We're going to talk more about the sports that go with the bouncing later in the week. And some balls bounce very high, some bounce like medium, and some do not bounce. Some are not good at bouncing. So if you find any balls that are not good at bouncing or are very good at bouncing, you can send me a video. I'd love to see it. Also, I know a ball that doesn't bounce at all. How about a cotton ball? Did you think of that one? Cotton balls don't bounce, but the word ball's in that, and cotton ball is part of our unit. So a cotton ball does not bounce. Okay. So that leads us into our morning center activity. We are going to continue with the syllable cards. You guys have been doing so well with these. I have some more words for you. If you remember, how do you find a syllable? You clap it out while you're saying the word, and you clap to each different part of the word. I've seen some of your work and your videos of this. They look great. You guys have been doing a great job clapping these out. So my new words today are hollow, plastic, rubber, football, volleyball, basketball, bowling, and marble. I hope that you enjoyed doing these. Again, for mom and dad, you don't have to print these out. Right on Seesaw, you should be able to choose a marker, and if it's touchscreen or you can use a mouse, they can just circle the answer. This way we save some paper and ink. So I hope you have fun with these. I can't wait to see them. And I will see you all this afternoon for our religion lesson. Bye, guys.